Hey ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarainer.com, guiding you to a career in life you'll truly enjoy. Now, if you are someone who has been searching for a job for the last little while, you've been going on some interviews and you haven't been getting past the first round or the second round interviews, and you're wondering why, then today's video is for you, because I'm going to walk you through exactly what things interviewers, hiring managers, recruiters are looking for when it comes to interviews. So stay tuned. Now, as a career strategist and coach, I've had the honor of being able to help many ambitious corporate professionals to land their dream job offers. And so if this is something that you're interested in, working with me one-on-one or checking out my programs and courses, feel free to wait till the end of this video where I'll share all those details with you. Okay, so you're here because you've gone on some interviews and you haven't really been successful. The hiring managers, the employers, either they just never call you back, or they tell you that even though they enjoyed meeting you, they did not select you for the position. And you're wondering why. What are they really looking for? And for someone who has been in the recruiting world for several years, someone who helps professionals to land dream job offers, I know a thing or two when it comes to what hiring managers are looking for, and some of the things are things that are super basic that you may not even really recognize are that important, but they are. And so today I want to share with you several key items that you need to be able to portray in the interview if you want to be successful and land the job offer. So here are 5 things that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for when it comes to interviews. So the first thing that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for is your ability to communicate. What hiring managers and what recruiters want to be able to identify from you is whether you have the ability to communicate your thoughts, your emotions, your stories, your experiences to them. If you're able to relay and describe and articulate how you are a fit for the job and what you can do for them, that is what is most important. And I honestly feel like a lot of job seekers don't take this point seriously enough. They think that, an interview is just the hiring manager asking you some questions and you just have to answer those questions. But you have to remember that the way you answer, the way that you deliver your responses, how you present yourself, how it lands to the other side is all important. And if you don't look at yourself from a more intricate perspective and really listen to the way that you speak and hear how you sound, you're not going to be able to determine whether you actually have the right communication ability that these companies are looking for. So the key to communicating effectively in interviews is all about understanding the right strategy on how to answer those interview questions. You need to know what the strategy is, because that will help you to develop your answers ahead of time. Preparation is key, and then you can practice those answers before you go into the interviews. So let me just be honest, if you are not doing that, if you don't understand the strategy, and if you are not practicing your interview answers, that is likely one of the key reasons why you're not doing well in your interviews and why you're not getting the job offer. So if you need help in this area, I do have resources available to you. The link is right here. The link is down in the description box. Go ahead and check out my free interview strategy workshop. That's where I teach you certain key techniques on how to prepare better for interviews, and hopefully that'll help you to improve in this communication area. I'll just throw it right out there. My top-notch interview course has had amazing results for many students already who have taken the program. They have been able to go from getting 0 job offers to then getting multiple job offers just from understanding how to properly, strategically interview for companies. So make sure to check that out if you're interested. Okay, moving on to the second thing that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for from you in the interview is your energy level. Now, when I say energy encompasses a lot of things. It talks about your physical energy level, but also what are you portraying to them? Are you portraying a personality and energy that is positive, that is personable, that is friendly? Or are you exuding someone who is nervous, worried, scared, stressed out, serious, a little bit depressive? You have to be really aware of your energy level. You really have to be very cognizant of that. When I was a recruiter and I had to interview hundreds and hundreds of people, I remember some people coming into the interview room, and even though they were nicely dressed, they looked the part, once I started talking to them, to be honest, I felt like there was no connection. I felt like they weren't really making an effort to be friendly towards me. They weren't really showcasing how they could be a fit for the job. And even though they may have had the skills on paper, because of the way they came off in terms of their demeanor, they were less of an attractive candidate versus somebody who was more personable, who was more friendly, and who had the ability to communicate, obviously, but was able to look at me in the eye, was able to understand what I was saying, was showing that they were listening to the questions that I was asking them. All of that plays a part. So it's a huge word to say energy, but it really means all of those things. So you have to ask yourself, how am I coming across in the interviews? How do I feel when I'm in the interviews? A good way to tell is to ask yourself if you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable in your own skin in the interview, then that likely means that you're portraying that sense of comfort over to the interviewer, to the hiring manager, and they feel comfortable with you too. But if you are feeling really tense, not yourself, nervous, and you could tell that you're just not in your own element, then that's something that you need to work on. You really want to learn how to ground yourself and center yourself before the interview so that when you go in, whether it's over a video call or whether it's in person, that you're going to be able to really be who you are and be friendly and personable all at the same time. Okay, so on to the third thing that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for from you in the interview is that they want to know that you are a fit for the company and culture. Now, if you're someone who is in the HR recruiting world, then you're very familiar with the word fit. But if you're a job seeker, then maybe you're not really sure what fit exactly means. At Google, for example, they also have their own term for the word fit. They call it googliness. And essentially what it is fit means how well of a match are you for the team, the department, and the company that you're applying for. So essentially it's a bit of a cultural fit, but it's also a technical skills fit. It's a personality fit. That's what I would sum that up to be. So when it comes to fit, what you have to remember is that you have to know what it is that this organization, this hiring manager, this team is potentially looking for. And there are different ways to do that, different ways to research that. Okay, so when it comes to fit, you can look at it from a multitude of angles. So first, let's start off with fit for the job. So you have to ask yourself, for this particular type of job, what is the fit, the personality, the type of individual they'd be looking for? So if you think about it, let's say you're applying for a sales job versus a finance position. There are two very different fits for each of those positions, even though they might be in the same company. A fit for a sales job would be somebody who's outgoing, who's personable, who is extroverted, who shows that they are very goal-oriented and very results-oriented, someone with high energy, for example, versus, let's say, somebody who works in finance is somebody more methodical, somebody who can demonstrate that they are adaptable, somebody who can show that they are able to follow procedures. So, those are very two different fits, and those types of people could be working for the same company. So you want to start off at that level. What's the fit for the job that I'm applying for? From there, you want to then look at what the fit is for just people in the overall company. Okay, so you already understand what this job would be looking for from a fit perspective, but then this company, what do they value? And a way to do that in terms of research is to look at their website, look at the photos that they take of their employees, take a look at their LinkedIn profiles, and identify for yourself what you can gather are similarities between the different employees that they hire. Is there a vibe that you get? And this is something that is honestly really personal. It's something that you do on your own. So you're going to be able to decipher for yourself what you sense based on looking at these pictures, these individual profiles, to get a sense of what kind of people this company tends to hire. So if you're applying for Google, you'll be able to get a certain sense, versus if you're applying for a bank, you'll be able to get another sense of the types of individuals that they tend to hire. And that will then help you to get a clearer image of how you need to portray yourself from a fit perspective. Another final component when it comes to fit, it goes back to one of the earlier items that I mentioned. And it really does come down to how well are you able to connect with that hiring manager and that recruiter, because you can look the part, you can seem the part, but if you interact and you just don't connect to that hiring manager, that recruiter, they don't get you, you don't get them, you guys are just on different pages, then the fit is likely not there. So you want to be able to make that effort so that they feel that, hey, we could bring this person on and they'll be a match to the rest of our team because we get along with them just as we get along with the rest of our team. Item number 4 that hiring managers and recruiters want from you in the interview is to know that you can do the job. This job is open for a reason. There are certain skills, there's a certain amount of workload, there are certain tasks that need to be completed, and you are potentially that person who can fulfill that role. So there's value that needs to be added to this company. And so for you, your job in the interview is to show that you are valuable. Now, a common complaint that I hear time and again is from people who don't have much experience. Let's say you're fresh out of school, or you've only had a couple years experience, or the job that you want to apply for is not exactly related to the job that you've held in the last few years. And you keep saying, I'm not getting hired because I don't have experience. Well, if they're calling you for the interview, then you've already gotten yourself pretty far. Your problem isn't that you don't have experience. Your problem is that you haven't been able to demonstrate your value in the interview. So you haven't been able to communicate your stories effectively. You haven't been able to demonstrate how your skills, how whatever experience you do have, whatever knowledge you've gained in school is relevant to the position. So that's on you. It's not because of the lack of experience. If you've gotten an interview with this company, you need to be able to step up to be able to tell them how you would showcase your value to them, how you would add value to them. That's really what this is all about. Obviously, personality fit and fit for the job and all of that is extremely important, fit with the team. But when it comes to being able to add value, being able to do what's necessary, being eager to learn, you need to demonstrate all of that as well. And they need to see and feel that you are capable. So you need to gather enough confidence within yourself to look into your past to see, what have I done? What have I learned that is even remotely relevant to this job? The more that you can do that, the more that you can reflect and try to connect the dots for them, the better that they are going to feel that you have the potential to be able to take on this position. So you really want to keep that in mind. I don't want to hear about people who don't have experience and flat out, that's it. Oh, I don't have experience and therefore there's nothing I can say. Well, if you want to give up at that point, then by all means, go ahead. But there are people that don't have the right experience, but yet are able to get jobs. So what are they doing differently? They're doing what I just talked about. So connect the dots, figure out what your value is, and then demonstrate it in the interview. And finally, the one final thing that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for from you in the interview is they want to know that you genuinely want this job. So aside from poor communication skills, not having the knowledge, the ability, the skills to do the job, not being a fit for the job, there is nothing worse beyond all those than a candidate who shows up to an interview and clearly shows that he or she is not interested in this position. There is no bigger turnoff than that. If you don't want to be there, don't go and show up to be there. But if you do want to be there, then make sure that they know that you do want to be there. Make sure that you demonstrate your enthusiasm and excitement for the job, not in a crazy way, just in a moderate, normal, natural way, because the more that you are able to show how you intentionally want to add value, how you feel that you can join the team, how you feel that you are fit for the role, all of those things, the more convinced that the hiring manager or recruiter will feel that you are fit for the company and the team and the job. So you just have to remember that. Don't turn them off by not being interested or not showing interest or playing hard to get. If you're doing all of those things, unfortunately, it doesn't make you more attractive, it makes you less attractive. You always are able to attract more bees with honey, so try to keep that mindset in mind as well. The sweeter you are, the more intentional you are about connecting with them, the higher the chances that you'll have of landing that job offer. So there you have it. Those are the 5 items that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for from you when it comes to interviews. So hopefully those helped. And if you are someone who has been looking for a while, you've been trying out these interview tactics on your own, and it just still is not working, and you are ready for some more one-on-one professional guidance, then feel free to reach out to me. Head on over to my website, lindarainer.com/standoutgethired. Read through the page, fill in the application form, and if it feels that we are a potential match, then one of my teammates will be reaching out to you directly. Otherwise, you can also check out my free resources that are available to you. My free resume mastery workshop is also in the description box down below. Make sure you check that out, as well as my free interview strategy workshop, which I mentioned earlier today. Feel free to check that out as well, learn some tips, and if you're interested, then enroll in my programs and courses. All right, so if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share this with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.